Welcome to Pause and Play. I'm Jessica. This is your pocket companion, a place to pause, to play, and to find your way back home to yourself. You don't have to do anything, just be here. Guidepost 24. Rest. Letting your body exhale, your mind unwind, and your spirit come home to stillness. Rest is not weakness, it's wisdom. It's how we heal, recalibrate, and begin again. Lie down or sit comfortably, close your eyes, inhale slowly through your nose, and exhale audibly through your mouth. Do this 3 times. And whisper, I am allowed to rest. Let the permission soften your whole body. Let this moment be enough. Rest. Not just sleep, not just stillness. Rest as a radical act of self-respect. Rest as recovery. Rest as remembering that you are not a machine. You are a being worthy of pause. We live in a culture that glorifies exhaustion, that measures worth by output, that rewards burnout with empty praise. But what if rest is the real revolution? Rest isn't doing nothing. It's doing what you need. It's meeting yourself with gentleness. It's choosing to stop running long enough to feel. Let this mantra guide you back to what's real. You are enough, even when you're still. Personal story and connection. Exhaustion used to be my default. A badge of honor, a baseline I thought I had to push through. As a single mother of 3, rest felt like an impossible luxury. My days were packed from sunrise to collapse. Caretaking, homeschooling, running a business, trying to hold it all together. I believed if I worked hard enough, if I got through the list, if everyone else was okay, then, only then, I could rest. But rest never came because the list never ended. One night, the kids had finally fallen asleep. I sat on the living room floor, surrounded by laundry I didn't have the energy to fold. My body ached, my head spun with everything left undone. And still, I kept pushing, convinced I had to earn rest, convinced that stopping meant I was failing. Eventually, my body said no for me. I got sick, nothing serious, but just enough to force me to stop, to lie down, to let go. And in that unexpected stillness, I realized something I hadn't allowed myself to believe. The world didn't fall apart because I paused. My children were okay. We ate simple meals. We let go of what didn't matter. And slowly, gently, I began to remember myself. I laid on the couch, turned off the lights, and gave myself permission to breathe. The laundry stayed where it was, the to-do list waited. And what returned was something deeper. Peace, presence, a quieter version of myself I'd almost forgotten. And that moment marked a shift. I began listening to the whispers of my body, the soft cues I had long ignored, a sigh that needed space, a yawn I used to push past, a craving for quiet that was never granted. And now I claim rest in small and sacred ways. Sitting quietly with tea or coffee before the house wakes, napping without guilt in the middle of the day if I need it, letting dishes sit undone while I sit with myself instead, walking slowly without my phone just to feel the breeze. Rest is no longer something I have to earn. It's something I'm allowed, something I need. It's how I recalibrate, how I refill the well, how I come back to center. I've come to understand rest not as a weakness, but as wisdom, not as a break from real life, but a return to it. Rest is an act of rebellion in a world that demands we keep moving. But more than that, it's an act of remembering, a way of telling myself I'm worthy of care. And when I'm not producing, I am allowed to pause, to breathe, to be. This is how I return to myself. This is how I teach my children to do the same. Science meets soul. Rest allows the parasympathetic nervous system to activate, shifting us from survival states, fight, flight, freeze, into healing and regulation. Chronic lack of rest keeps the nervous system dysregulated, increases cortisol, impairs memory, and damages the immune system. Intentional rest is not laziness, it's neurological restoration. Without rest, we can't sustain the life we're trying to build. We lose connection to our bodies, our joy, our creativity. Rest doesn't just refill your cup, it reminds you that you are the cup. This guidepost invites you to reclaim rest, not as an afterthought, but as an anchor. Try this. Daily practices. Take a 5-minute stillness break. No phone, no task. Lie down in the middle of the day without guilt. Create a bedtime ritual that soothes your senses. Say no to something so you can say yes to rest. Try yoga nidra or body scan meditation. Let yourself nap if you're feeling tired. Sit by a window and watch the light change. Close your eyes for 60 seconds and do nothing. Go to bed 15 minutes earlier. Rest in silence. Let yourself listen to the quiet. Turn off the notifications for a designated time. Wrap yourself in a blanket and just breathe. Let yourself pause after completing a task. Create a rest corner in your home. Give yourself permission to rest before you're burned out. Pause prompts. What does rest mean to me? When do I deny myself rest? What beliefs do I hold about rest and productivity? How does my body tell me it needs rest? What kind of rest am I craving? Physical, emotional, sensory, spiritual? What stories do I need to rewrite around rest? When do I feel the most restored? How do I listen to my body more consistently? What boundaries do I need to protect my rest? Where can I make space for softness? What do I fear will happen if I rest? What happens when I don't? What does a restful life look like for me? How can I model rest for others? What helps me exhale fully? Rest is a radical refusal to self-abandon. It's where the swirl settles, where the body breathes, where your soul gets a say. In rest, we stop proving and start being. We remember who we are beneath the busyness. Let rest be your homecoming. Play prompts. Take a nap and call it play. Doodle slowly while lying on the floor. Build a blanket for it and rest inside it. Make a comfort collage of restful things. Create a playlist of calming songs. Rock in a chair or sway gently to soft music. Lie under a tree and cloud watch. Rub lotion into your hands slowly with full attention. Play with putty, sand, or soft textures. Create a bedtime story for yourself. Paint while listening to a lullaby or soft music. Write a poem to your tired self. Draw yourself as an animal at rest. Make a dream journal for gentle thoughts. Stretch gently and treat it as play. Rest is not separate from play. It's the softest form of it. When we let our bodies exhale, when we let joy be gentle, we allow creativity to unfurl. This kind of play doesn't demand energy, it restores it. Schedule rest like you would any important meeting. Use breath as a daily rest ritual. Let your to-do list include do nothing. Track your energy and rest cycles. Turn off screens an hour before bed. Make rest visible, share it, name it, celebrate it. Choose one rest per week or per month. Check in with your body each morning. What do I need? Let go of perfection to make space for peace. Let rest be a gift, not a reward. Create a sensory rest toolkit with scents and textures and sounds. Practice co-regulation. Rest with someone you love. Turn rest into a sacred practice with candles and music and intention. Ask for help when you're tired. Redefine success to include rest. Rest is not what you do when everything else is done. It's what allows everything else to be done with heart. Your worth is not tied to your pace. You deserve rest because you are human. Let rest be holy. Art therapy prompts. Paint your rest in colors and shapes. Draw a bed or hammock and fill it with words of comfort. Create a rest altar with artful reminders. Collage textures that soothe you. Make a visual map of your ideal rest rhythm. Illustrate your favorite way to unwind. Create art while lying down. See how it shifts the process. Doodle with your non-dominant hand to release control. Design your dream rest sanctuary. Draw your breath as it slows. Paint your nervous system before and after rest. Create a soft mandala with muted tones. Make a mixed media piece called Permission. Use fabric or paper to craft a comfort collage. Draw a quiet space where you can rest your spirit. Space for personal exploration. Journal prompt. What would it look like to prioritize rest? Doodle prompt. Sketch your body at rest. Collage prompt. Create a visual love letter to your tired self. I am allowed to rest. I do not have to earn it. Rest restores me. This affirmation gives you back your birthright to pause, to recover, to exhale. Rest is how you return to yourself. Quote, rest is not idleness, and to lie sometimes on the grass, listening to the murmur of the water, is by no means a waste of time. John Lubbock. Rest isn't indulgent, it's intelligent. It's how you honor the vessel that carries you. It's how you protect your joy, your peace, your power. You're allowed to rest. You're allowed to stop. You're allowed to just be. Community invitation. How are you making space for rest in your life? What does true restoration look like for you? Share your rituals, your reminders, your rhythms, and let's honor this sacred art of resting together. Before you go, I want to recognize what you just did. You showed up, you stayed, you allowed yourself to soften. And today, you practiced rest. And in doing that, you cared for yourself. You loved yourself by letting go. And every time you do that, your nervous system learns that you do not have to hold everything. You are leaving this episode differently than when you arrived, because now there is a part of you that releases sooner. And I want you to know, I see you. Carry this with you. You are allowed to rest. I'll meet you here again soon. Pause and play.